All right, ready to dive into something big. We're talking alien megastructures today, specifically Dyson spheres.
Ah,
Those hypothetical structures so massive they make a Death Star look like like a small moon.
right, exactly.
We got an article here about a new study, and it's got everyone talking.
Yeah, it's found 7 stars acting little strangely, you could say.
Oh, really? How so?
They're giving off a lot of infrared radiation, basically, a heat signature you wouldn't expect. And that, my friend, has got some people thinking Dyson spheres.
Okay, I think we need to back up a bit here. For those of us who haven't, spent our weekends theorizing about advanced alien
All
civilizations,
right, of course.
what exactly is a Dyson sphere?
Imagine a civilization far more advanced than ours that needs energy, a lot of energy, more than their planet can provide. So what do? They look to the biggest power source around their star.
Makes sense so far.
A Dyson sphere is, theoretically, a way to capture that energy, a swarm of satellites, maybe even a complete shell, surrounding a star and harnessing its power.
Oh, that's quite the construction
That
project.
would be a feat of engineering unlike anything we've ever imagined.
And all that energy capture would generate a ton of heat, which is where that infrared radiation comes in.
Precisely. That excess heat, that's what we could detect, potentially even across vast distances in space.
So these 7 stars, are we saying they're surrounded by alien megastructures?
Well, hold on, not so fast. The study is careful not to jump to any conclusions. There are other explanations for this kind of infrared signature.
Like what?
Well, a young star, still surrounded by a disk of dust and gas, could give off a similar signal. It's like trying to figure out what's behind a curtain just by feeling its warmth. Could be a roaring fire, or maybe just a space heater. We need more information to be sure.
And I'm guessing there's no shortage of other cosmic events that could be throwing off the readings.
You got it. Planetary collisions, even just unusual activity within a star itself, could be the culprit. The universe is full of surprises.
That's for sure. But still, the idea that one of those signals could be, proof of an alien civilization.
It's tantalizing, isn't it? It really makes you realize how much we don't know about what's out there.
Absolutely. It really makes you think, if there are other civilizations out there, how advanced could they be? I mean, building a Dyson sphere, that's next level stuff,
Oh, absolutely. We can barely keep our own energy grid running, and they're out there harnessing the power of a star. Makes you wonder what else they're capable of, right?
right? Like if they can build something like that, imagine what other problems they've solved.
Hmm.
Diseases, maybe, or even just like traffic jams.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's the secret to world peace. Figure out how to build a Dyson sphere. No more rush hour.
Huh. But seriously, the article mentions that even the idea of a Dyson sphere came from science fiction.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens, isn't it? It was this author, Olaf Stapledon, who first imagined it in his novel Star Maker way back in the 1930s, I think it was. And then decades later, Freeman Dyson comes along and puts some real science behind the concept.
There you go. Proof that a good sci-fi novel can be just as inspiring as any scientific paper.
Absolutely. And speaking of scientific papers, this new study, it's not just about detecting heat signatures. The scientists are going deeper, trying to analyze the light from these stars, you see.
Oh, what are you looking for?
Think of it like a fingerprint. Every element, every material emits a slightly different kind of light when it's heated up. By analyzing that light, scientists can tell what something is made of, even from light years away.
So they're trying to figure out the composition of these potential Dyson spheres.
Exactly. If they detect unusual concentrations of certain elements, things we don't typically see around stars, well, that could be a big clue.
Wow, so you're talking about actually identifying the building blocks of an alien megastructure. That's incredible.
It's a long shot, for sure. But even if we rule out the more obvious explanations, like those dust clouds we talked about, there's still a whole universe of possibilities out there, things we haven't even begun to imagine, probably.
That's both exciting and a little terrifying. Like, what if we stumbled across something we just weren't ready for?
I think that's part of the thrill of discovery, isn't it? The unknown is what keeps us pushing forward, keeps
Yeah.
us asking those big questions.
It's funny.
Yeah.
We spend all this time looking for proof of alien life out there. But this whole thing, it makes you think about us, about humanity.
Oh, absolutely.
Can we even handle this kind of knowledge? Can we handle the responsibility that comes with it?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it's something Professor Lib brought up, that idea that, well, we haven't exactly been the best caretakers of our own planet.
Yeah, and we've only had, what, a couple hundred years of this whole industrial revolution thing?
Right, and look at us. Still fighting wars, still struggling with inequality.
Makes you wonder if maybe Those hypothetical aliens, the ones building Dyson spheres, maybe they figured something out that we haven't
Or maybe they went through the same struggles, the same mistakes, and came out the other side.
and built a giant energy sphere around their sun.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? But in all seriousness, it makes you think about what a truly advanced civilization would look like.
One that's not just technologically advanced, but, like, ethically advanced, too.
Exactly. It's not enough to just have the knowledge, the power. You got to know how to use it responsibly.
I like to think that's where we're headed, you know? Maybe not Dyson spheres tomorrow, but a future where we've got a handle on things.
A future where we're not just surviving, but thriving.
Exactly. And maybe, just maybe, out there somewhere, there's another civilization doing the same thing, looking up at the stars and wondering if they're alone.
A cosmic connection, even if we never actually meet face to face.
Who knows? Maybe someday we will. But until then, we keep searching, keep exploring, and keep asking those big questions. And who knows, maybe that's the real point of it all.
Maybe the journey is the destination.
Well said. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of alien megastructures. As always, thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep looking up.